We are the champions of change, advocating for diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in the world of corporate and government contracting. It's not just a show, it's a movement. So get ready for another dynamic journey as we wake up the world to a new era of opportunities and empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, President Larry Ives. Larry Ives. Larry Ives.
Well. Welcome to the Wake Up Show Chicago. I'm your host, LaDonna Raeh, Larry
Larry Ivory,
Ivory, MC
MC Pearson,
Pearson, and
and
Buddy
Buddy
Love
Love
are
are
out
out
today.
today.
So
So
guess
guess
what?
what?
I'm
I'm
able to
able to
hold
hold
it
it
down
down
all
all
by
by
myself.
myself.
And you
And you
know
know
what
what
they
they
say,
say,
when
when
the
the
cat's
cat's
away,
away,
the
the
mouse
mouse
will,
will,
well,
well,
never
never
mind.
mind.
This
This
is
is
the
the
Illinois
Illinois
State
State
Black
Black
Chamber
Chamber
of
of
Commerce.
Commerce.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
listening to
listening
the
to the
Wake Up
Wake Up
Show
Show
Chicago.
Chicago.
For
For
those of
those
you
of
that
you that
want to
want to
call
call
in,
in,
we're
we're
going to
going
be
to be
talking
talking
about
about
the
the
business
business
of
of
gaming.
gaming.
I
I
know
know
that
that
you
you
have
have
possibly
possibly
some
some
of
of
you
you
are
are
playing
playing
games on
games
your
on your
phone,
phone,
some of
some
you
of you
have
have
children,
children,
and
and
you
you
have
have
friends
friends
that
that
are
are
always
always
gaming.
gaming.
They
They
are
are
true
true
gamers.
gamers.
And
And
you're
you're
wondering,
wondering, why
why are
are
they
they
spending
spending
so
so
much
much
time
time
playing
playing
around
around
with
with
media?
media?
Well,
Well,
guess
guess
what?
what?
It's
It's
a
a
whole
whole
business.
business.
It's
It's
a
a
whole
whole
industry.
industry.
And we're
And we're
going to
going to
be
be
talking
talking
to
to
our
our
guests
guests
that are
that are
going to
going to
be
be
talking
talking
about
about
how
how
gaming
gaming
is
is
definitely
definitely
an
an
industry.
industry.
But
But
before
before
we
we
get
get
to
to
that,
that,
I
I
want
want
to
to
certainly
certainly share with you how I had a spectacular time yesterday at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, where we watched the St. Louis Cardinals and the New York Mets get it in. We had box seats. Thank you so much to Brian Leonard Sr. He's the Director of Government Affairs at Ameren, Illinois. He certainly hosted us really well. And I'm not going to say who won. Oh, yes, I am. Even though I'm a Sox fan, I almost walked in there with my Sox shirt, but I didn't want people to look at me some kind of way. The St. Louis Cardinals won. I used to be a St. Louis Cardinal fan, by the way. So watching them win and take it home was a great experience. All those red Cardinal shirts were just cheering and going about their day. But here at the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, we have those types of relationships with different stadiums and sponsors and other Black businesses that are able to pour into your business. So if you go to ilbcc.org, you will see the opportunity to become a member and for sponsorship. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this up front is so that you understand where the Wake Up Show Chicago actually comes from. It is a platform that is also connected to the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. And we have President Larry Ivory. Now, when we have I think we need to mute couple of those. We mute those. Yeah, there we go. So when we have businesses get involved with us, you're not alone anymore. You may be trying to run your business, or your business may be running you. But if you are aligned with the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, we are also aligned with other chambers and other businesses. And we like to do what's called bring your butts. What would you do if? So I would expand, but I would do this, but well, we've got the but for you. If you have a business or you're interested in starting a business, you may want to start with the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce by going to ilbcc.org and or calling us. You can give us a call. The phone number's on the website as well, and getting more information on how you can get aligned with other businesses so that you're not alone. Larry gets on the Wake Up Show Chicago talking about procurement and contracts and how to get ready for those vendor applications that are necessary for certification, BEP, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. Well, you don't have to only hear that on the on the radio show. You can become part of the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce so that you are partnered with us and other businesses. And we've been talking about going to Zimbabwe. We're going to Africa at the end of this year. That is going to be a treat. And we're not just going over there to look at the scenery and connect with people just for connection's sake. We're going over there to do business in Africa. Yes, specifically Zimbabwe. All right. So before we go to commercial break, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our first guest. I'm really excited to just have anyone that is doing things in on our show, because this is an opportunity for everyone to hear what you guys are about. And it's so important that we are a platform for people to kind of share how you may be able to do something a lot easier that you may have been struggling with. Check this out. We've got a two-time TEDx speaker, founder of Sugar Gamers, an award-winning organization established in 2009, focused on inclusivity and professional advancement within the gaming and tech industry. Let's not forget, she has been recognized by the, yes, I said she, by the Chicago Council of Science and Technology for creating pathways in tech and gaming. And next week at the HeroCon convention, it's the first annual convention, she will be involved with that convention as well. Can you please put your hands together for Miss Keisha Howard? Welcome.
Woo!
Yeah.
There it is.
All right. All
There we go.
right. It's early, so I need that little applause.
Yes, of course. Well, thank you so much. And alongside with her, we have Lorenzo T. Hughes here because we are going to talk about we're going to talk about the sugar, the look, I want to say sugar baby so bad. Please.
Everybody does.
Right. Sugar gamers.
Yes.
Yes. We want to talk about sugar gamers and how you're involved with HeroCon and why, as a female, you decided to be a Black female that's really putting out the message when it comes to gaming.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And it's always a lot of fun to talk about video games and just the things that I do. And to your question, I was always kind of a closet nerd. I have like 4 brothers, and all of them play games. And growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, there wasn't like a whole bunch of internet. And if I wasn't going outside, I was playing games with my brother. And I didn't originally start off as a gamer, but I ended up really enjoying the competition of it. And I didn't think about it. And I went to school for psychology. I ended up having a job in real estate. And then the recession of 2008 came in, and I just kind of accidentally fell into it. As you know, video games is over $170 billion industry. So.
All right. Well, when we come back from this commercial break, the very first one at 9:15, we're going to hear more from Keisha Howard. And we got some other guests too. Don't go anywhere on the Wake Up Show Chicago. Welcome back to the Wake Up Show Chicago. Feel free to give us a call at 773-591-1690. Don't think that you don't have anything to ask or say, because I know somebody is playing that pinball game right now as we speak. My father, my goodness, every chance he gets when we're waiting at the doctor's office, he's on the pinball machine, on the phone. My question is, do you not know that that's annoying to everyone else that's not playing? I'm just asking. Okay, my bad. But we left off with you telling us about your sugar gamers. Go ahead, Keisha.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that I was gonna have this career. I just kind of fell into it. I'm glad that I did, but yeah, it's over $170 billion industry, and there's so much room in it for opportunity. Think of gaming the same way you think of Hollywood. You know, you got your actors, producers, directors, assistants, camera people, so on and so forth. There's hundreds of different jobs in the video game industry. So, no matter what you're interested in, music, you want to sing, you want to make sound effects, you want to do marketing, you want to do legal, any of those interests, you can find it in the video game industry. It's pretty volatile right now, but it can be really fun and a really great medium for creativity and expression.
It's funny how you just don't realize how much is involved with gaming. It's not just a game sitting there waiting for you to push play. It is so much involved, like what you just mentioned. And just at the HeroCon convention, the reason why I'm so happy to be a part of this is ground floor. There's going to be classes scheduled for Friday, Saturday, and they're going to be talking about esports and pitching classes and legal stuff and how to pitch. Is so important because a lot of times people just don't know how to pitch their idea. We're going to hopefully talk about name, image, and likeness stuff. But before we get into that, I want to bring on our next guest. And I say that with an S at the end because they're twins, right? And we have seen them on the television series Southside. They have played alongside with Lil Rel and Lil Royce, Antoine McKay. Shout out to Antoine McKay. That's my guy right there. And they were actually playing themselves. You all, come on, let's give it up for, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kareem and Quincy Young. Welcome to the Wake Up Show.
Small clap.
Come on, clap. So look, I got to see the pilot episode where you guys were supposed to be removing the Thug Thizzles. I'm sorry, I'm on the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce show. The Rugged Gentleman's Xbox from your moving or your furniture rental company, and he decided. You all decided that you were going to play with him. That was just, you all look like that. How much of that was just improvisation for real?
Well, actually, that first episode was kind of like the spark of how Southside actually came to be. Growing up on the south side of Chicago, me and my brother, Bashir Salahuddin and Sultan Salahuddin, who are the creators of the show Southside, is kind of how the show was born. We would meet up at their mom's house during Thanksgiving. We would always have the Xbox on playing, and it would just be competition, either in Madden or 2K or Mortal Kombat or whatever. There would be a lot of cursing, a lot of name calling. And that's kind of where the show got its legs. And then my brother would come in and talk about, work and stuff like that, because he used to actually work for a rent-a-center, company. And that's kind of how it was born. So that first episode was kind of like a kind of a homage to like, hey, this is how it actually got started. But people didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope the police doesn't actually happen that way, because man, she was gone. You thought you had protection, and next thing you know, she was like, "Oh, I'm gone," and they had to fend for themselves. But in being involved with this convention and you guys being on board with this, a lot of people are signing up for these tournaments. Specifically, like, I shout out to my son's school. I'm not gonna minimize that. They have a whole esports league that is interested in coming out. So be ready, because they are ready for you.
Can you say what school he's at, or?
UCA,
Oh,
so
okay. Okay.
they are coming out to do the tournament. They're signing up. But here's the thing. I think that even though, because I was surprised that
Hey,
there was
Keisha.
a oh, I was surprised that there was a league. Oh, go ahead. Get your shout
Sorry.
outs together. You know what I'm saying? But I was surprised there was a league for this, and it's because the school system is realizing that why not show these students how to play for real in these tournaments, because that can actually be an industry that they can go into when it comes to game development and artistry that goes along with the gaming community. And it's just amazing to see how much discipline they have when it comes to these tournaments. They do not play, they travel, and now they're gonna come in and beat the twins, the young twins, the
Uh-oh.
not so young twins.
Yeah.
They gonna get you
It's just Young in the name now. It used to
right. Yes.
older.
So
But oh
go
no, I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
No, I'm just gonna say, yeah, me for myself, I'm excited that Chuck reached out to us and asked us to come to this because I actually am learning a lot myself too about this gaming world and how really really big it is. So I'm gonna be like a super fan myself. I'm gonna be like one of those high school kids, just kind of looking around and kind of smiling at everything myself. And I'm also just so excited being a original Southsider from Chicago. I love to do things and work with people who are bringing something different to the light for my community and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of kids where I grew up don't have a clue. First off, even in my world, acting and stuff like that, they don't know there's so many jobs that they can do. There's so many different jobs they can go to school for and apply for and stuff. So now to be able to be a part of something where they can see another avenue, whereas there's so much things that and actually do jobs that they actually like, you know what I mean, or love, I mean, a lot of times people in my community are stuck doing jobs, just to kind of pay the bills, so it's really cool and refreshing to show them some different things that they might actually like and love to do,
Yeah. And there the business of gaming is born.
Yeah.
And so I have a question for you, Keisha, and twins and Lorenzo, you guys can chime in.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is it, so I'm a mom, okay, obviously I said my son, but I'm a mom of 4 boys,
Whoa.
and I'm also a neighbor of a young man where at any given moment I can hear him cussing at the top of his lungs, and he's younger than my kids. What is going on with the sensitivity when it comes to these games and these children? Are they taking on the mannerisms of what they play? Are the parents sitting there cussing with them? Because I'm not doing that. But I just, and it's male dominated. So, what say you?
I mean, when you're online, especially if you're doing the competitive games and you have that, you're not going to get caught for cussing online and being some anonymous child. So you get to get out all your angst. You get to get out all your
But I can
trash
hear
talk.
you in the kitchen, though.
It's
I'm
cathartic.
coming for you.
It's cathartic. You know what? I don't mind that, little black kids might cuss at the screen, because sometimes you got some kids that'll throw controllers and break stuff. Like there's a spectrum.
Right.
I've witnessed that as well. Had to replace the television.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something that's really interesting though. I was online, talking to some people about gaming, and it was an audience of women going in on this guy about men being caught up in these video games. And one of the guys commented, he said, I play these war games online so I don't have to do it in real life. And it was like, it was funny, but then it was kind of scary on the end. I was like, okay, I play these games so I don't have to do these acts in real life. And I was like, oh. Oh,
I
Yeah.
mean, we
yeah.
don't think about that. We do the same thing with movies. We go see James Bond just to, get out a little bit of like feelings of wanting to have adventure, escaping into, a different world, a different reality,
Mhm.
that you can be something that you can't be in regular life.
Oh, yeah, in real life for real. So I as when I was coming up, the games have evolved quite significantly, and it almost submerges you into an alternate reality, because right now when you're playing, you can't really decipher what's real and what's not,
Mm.
especially in VR. I've been in those goggles and I'm like, I was hooked. I was out. Well, I wasn't really out, but I was at the club until 3 in the morning. And
Oh,
it
wow.
and I really felt like I was at the club because I did my perimeter, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling I'm telling it, look, I don't want to go out the window or bump into my sofa or the cage where the dog was. And literally it kept me safe. So for those of you that are listening, like, I'm not doing that. Well, guess what? There's a whole industry out there that has pulled in AI, VR. You hear these acronyms, and you really have to understand what's going on. Those VR goggles they're not gone. They just
Mhm.
kind of took a little bit of a break with this AI revolution that's been around, and people just realized it. And when it does come back, you're going to be able to see, taste, smell. You're going to be able to do so many things. All of your senses are going to be enlightened by these goggles in some way, form, or fashion. But that is where you look at the back end as to what part of the business is this going to be a part of, an opportunity for. So there's stocks and the companies that provide the microchips and the materials and all of those things. So don't sleep on it. That's what we want to tell our Wake Up Show Chicago listeners. Don't sleep on this industry.
Mhm.
Definitely.
And and
Well, you know
okay,
what
go ahead.
that means, right? I was waiting on it. I'm like, okay, it's coming. You all know it's
Right.
9:30. You're listening to the Wake Up Show Chicago. This is our second commercial break during this hour, and we have one more at 9:45. If you want to call in, that's 773-591-1690 to talk to Keisha, Quincy, or Kareem. All right, we'll see you when we get back. And we're back. That's my AI voice. Okay, so we're back. We're back on the Wake Up Show Chicago. I'm LaDonna Raeh in for Lady I, Buddy Love, and MC Pearson. They are out having a Saturday. I'm telling you. But in our studio we have Miss Keisha and Howard, and we also have Kareem and Quincy Young, and we have Lorenzo T. Hughes, and we have Chris that's behind the scenes. So, and we have Al Greer that's on the board. I just want to give a shout out to everyone because I'm here by myself, and this couldn't happen where our listeners would get information on how to see gaming as a business, especially with this. You just gave me a gift. So can I open it right now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yay.
Oh wait, I'm on camera, so you see me trying to re-unbox it. Hold on. ASMR.
Let me my address for gifts.
I'm gonna see you at HeroCon.
Oh yeah, I'll just bring my gift bag to put all my
Yeah,
gifts.
just bring your
And they'll
gift
be
bag.
giving them away, Kareem.
Yeah, awesome.
So
Well, let's
I
talk about
opened-
this gift.
Yeah, I opened this up during the break. I just wanted you guys to hear all that plastic. But she has a card. If you look online, if you're on our YouTube channel, and don't forget to look for Wake Up Show Chicago, you will see that she's given us a card box that's big enough to hold a stack of cards that say game gigs. Now, I asked her on the break what this means. Let me see if I can interpret what you said. This is every card shows the possibilities of what gigs go along with gaming. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's the gist.
All right. So you tell us what this is because I'm excited about it.
I was on a show called Robot Combat League some time ago, and I started mentoring kids, and they'd be like, "Oh, I want to be in video games." And their idea of being in video games was being like a content creator or being on Twitch or a streamer. And that is one way that you can garner some success in games, but it's definitely not the only way. And it's definitely not the most sustainable way. And so then after a while, I wanted to create something that would simply just allow people to understand, like, all right, I can be a content creator or a marketer or a audio programmer or a motion capture designer or any number of things. And so, even though there's 55 different jobs in the deck, there's, even more constantly being added, especially as technology evolves with AI and, all the emerging technologies that are out there currently. So I just wanted to, kind of get people kickstarted in their mind so they can imagine what they could be in gaming if they wanted to go in that direction.
Well, let me ask you this question since we're kind of on the topic. So now, to kind of give you guys a general idea, like I grew up during the Atari, ColecoVision, and Nintendo, right? And gaming has evolved since then. And we mentioned a couple key things like jobs and where we can go within this industry. People of my age were considered the industrial age generation.
Ooh.
So now we're dealing with the technological age generation. Now that generation of young people, I don't think they realize the power that we have. Because see, the industrial age generation, we took advantage of that. The technological age generation is still trying to find out what it is they can do. Now, looking at this and listening to you and what you're bringing to HeroCon, I would love to be able to see young people grasp this and find out what it is they can do within their generation with this. Because when I see things like this and listen to you, I'm already going into my E-Trade and my Robinhood account to see what the stocks is like in gaming, because that's what I'm looking at. So listening to you, I'm very interested in wanting to know this vast array of opportunities just in gaming.
I mean, there are many, and there's a lot of pitfalls and a lot of scams as well. So don't forget about that, which is really why I like that we're doing HeroCon at Cine City and combining all of this with the entertainment industry and people can see people like Quincy and Kareem, because the worlds of Hollywood and gaming are very similar, except for gaming is actually bigger because it combines Hollywood and music. It's just all of those jobs and everything
Yep.
that goes along with that. So it's volatile. I mean, you really have to be abreast of what's happening, but also there are some things that do stay constant. Like games should be fun. Games should be enriching. Games should reflect something that's going on in our actual lives, some sort of narrative, some sort of, what we're doing, who we are. So, I mean, there's always going to be room for how we can interpret play in this like, sort of electronic digital space. So if you're innovative, go ahead and put them stocks in. The sugar gamers. No, I'm kidding.
I know, that's right.
I'm taking investments.
And can I ask you another? Let me ask you another quick question here. Because when you have something as enjoyable as gaming, it's almost like the joy of having candy or eating sugar, right? There's 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 portions, there's good portions, and then there's too much. So is there, when you talk about gaming, is there a too much to where it becomes a distraction
Yes.
to how it affects a person's life and lifestyle and livelihood?
Just like anything can be an addiction. Anything can be a distraction. Different people have different tolerances for how much they can really be in that space. Too much, definitely. We're talking about some mental health issues, some attention deficit issues, some arrested development and being in the real world issues. So, like, yeah, there's definitely too much gaming. Screen time in any right is terrible. If we're on social media too long, and then to your point, everything is kind of gamified now. So we use
Yeah.
games to hook people into different apps, into different platforms.
Temu.
Oh no!
I know, Temu. I'm like, spin
Right.
the wheel and save money? Okay. It's
Have a
terrible.
Temu dish rack. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yes.
All my
Yes.
stuff from it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Crazy.
Yes. I mean, y'all know. I mean, how about y'all, the youngs? What games are you guys addicted to? Is it the competition, a
My
2K?
brother is addicted to Call of Duty. I can say that right
Yeah,
now.
Call of Duty would probably be my game of choice over everything else. I dabble in the sports. I kind of dropped off of the sports though because it became, like I said, you almost have to be like the hand-eye coordination level just got out of control with the 2K and the Madden and stuff. Well, especially the 2K. But in previous years, though, I was pretty good at both of those. But Call of Duty is my game of choice nowadays. The single player games I kind of steered away from too because I get angry because I can never finish. I've never been someone who's been a game finisher. Like even I've got the Mario shirt on. Could never even finish Mario without the help of somebody else. I needed those cheat
Ooh-wee.
codes or I needed that advice on what to do here, where to throw the fireball, or things of that nature. So those games can become very frustrating for me because I just never seem to be able to get I get to a certain level like I'm unfinished on I forgot what Spider-Man it is, but I'm probably halfway through and I just had to stop because it was driving me insane. I just couldn't catch up with the ambulance or something like that, so I had to give it up after a while because it was driving me nuts. But Call of Duty, I love it because it's fresh, it's always new, there's always somebody new to play against, new competition. As far as what you guys were talking about before, as far as the language with the young man, I mean, gaming is probably just as competitive as like real sports, basketball, football, you name it. People are serious in that world. And that's the reason why you will hear a lot of that language and things of that nature. The same that you hear if you were, at a basketball court or a football game or something to the, to that effect. It's just as competitive in our minds anyway. It's just as competitive.
I don't indulge too much on Call of Duty, but it can get pretty insane on Call of Duty, especially when the internet tough guys get in there and
Uh-oh.
start talking, as if they could actually do something to you in real life.
Yeah.
But it's
And
very
you know,
entertaining to me. I play probably. I want to say on average, I play my game at least 4 days a week. I try to give myself an hour or two playing, but after that, I gotta zone out because I'll be missing out on the rest of what's going on in the world. But just to track back to your whole statement with your son's school as well, LaDonna Raeh, I think it's awesome that they're doing that for the kids. Number one, it keeps some of them engaged. There's a lot of different things going on. Everybody has in the world today, especially with the kids, some type of anxiety or ADHD or something to that effect. So it's good to try to keep them engaged in things that actually interest them, and then you can open up the doors to the actual real education and things of that nature by giving them that outlet. Not to mention, gaming is a real business. Like Keisha said, the money that's generated yearly with that is insane at this point. So there's an avenue for them to actually make careers in that field if they're good enough and they have the passion to do so. So I think that's awesome that your kid's school is offering something like that.
Well, thank you very much, Quincy. I got my Mario shirt on today too, but you know what time it is. We're about to go to commercial break, and when we come
Wow,
back,
oh, wow.
I know we want to talk about the tournament and what games are available to be registered for. After this, on the Wake Up Show, Chicago.
If you missed the getting
All right. We are back on the Wake Up Show Chicago with our special guest, Miss Keisha Howard, and the young twins, Kareem and Quincy, along with Lorenzo T. Hughes. I just pulled one of Keisha's cards that she gave me, and I pulled the legal finance piece. And speaking of legal finance, before we get into legal finance, and what you how you can get into the business of gaming, there's going to be a tournament on Saturday at HeroCon. You have to register though. It's hero-con.com. And the games that they're going to be having is League of Legends, Street Fighter 6, Super
Mm.
Smash Brothers, and High Score Arcade. But I didn't hear Call of Duty. I don't know. Maybe you didn't want no you didn't want no smoke on that one. So maybe that's why you're not going to do it in the tournament. But I'm mentioning because
Right.
Yeah, so I've got 2 tickets to the convention for our first caller that can answer a gaming
Oh
question.
wow! Oh, you giving away tickets?
Well,
These tickets
Tickets.
are hot.
I'm just
So,
saying.
oh
Tickets.
wow,
Yeah, I'm gonna ask for forgiveness if the answer was no. So here we go. if
these are
you can,
early Christmas presents. Wow,
they're
this is
very early.
Mm.
yes,
Yes, yes, we want to definitely get people in
this is
the
the place
business
to
of
be.
gaming.
Oh my goodness, this is really going to be the place to be.
So all you have to do is call 773-591-1690, or you can inbox us with a comment on our YouTube channel and we'll grab you from there. I already have someone who has reached out asking about internship with anyone that's on the show today. So Keisha, Coach Purnell, he's a coach of esports. He's asking about interning with your company, Sugar Gamers. What say you?
Oh yeah, I'm a really I tell my interns all the time I don't like interns. But because video games is one of the most competitive industries there are.
Mhm.
And children, young people, they can be so entitled sometimes. Like, I'm young. You should give me your time that you spent 15 years of your life. And you should just let me have it for no work, and I just don't play that. You got to put the time in, you got to put the work in. And I've had the interns that I've had. I have one, she's been with me since she was 14. She's 25 now. So they stay with, once I have an intern, they stay with me for a very long time. But as it pertains to what I teach them, what the business angle is number one, doing research. So I think that a lot of people get into games and they're just like they have whatever they think of gaming is. So it could be just Call of Duty or just 2K or just whatever game that they like, right? But there are dozens of different genres, and learning how to niche down so you can start specializing in what it is that you want to be known for, what you want to be good at, knowing how to do that self investment of understanding what tools make a video game. So actually investing in that gaming PC that not only you're going to game on, but you're going to develop games on. That's really important because kids be like, I want the new 3070 graphics card, all this other good stuff. And they have no idea what it's for, just to play Fortnite. No, you should be making Fortnite,
Right, right.
So,
I like that.
yeah.
Mm.
So, you don't want to be a streamer. You want to be the kind of company that can pay streamers to promote your game. That's how much money you want to be able to generate. And like doing the research to like deconstruct how that works is basically what I teach my interns.
All right. Somebody's clicking in because they're writing down all this information. But watch this. So back to the card that I pulled, and it says legal finance. Now this is an I hear that, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna when it comes to legal finance, you can help esports teams and companies produce contracts, settle disputes, and work in legal matters when it comes to gaming. So this is a good card to pull because someone's thinking, well, an attorney is criminal law only or family law, but you can also get into corporate law and associated with gaming as well.
Mm.
All right, Jones, sorry, Young, you guys got something on the business of gaming before we head out of here? We're counting it down.
No, actually, that's part of the reason why I'm going as well. I'm really excited about putting my big toe in the game and seeing if the water's cold or if it's warm.
Nice. Early
Yeah.
adopters. Early adopters. So I just
Yeah.
did a test, Quincy. Looks like that was your microphone. So
Oh wow,
yeah, you have
wow!
to use sign language now,
Yeah, those
This
noises.
guy, I had a feeling it was him. This
Man, I thought it was Mario
this
in the machine, you know what I mean? All right.
this
So
guy.
So if we ain't got no caller, I'm gonna go ahead and throw another question out
yes,
there.
please.
So when we're talking about HeroCon, um, what who are we targeting as far as like? Because when we talk about this, especially like becoming a creator of games, For me, it seems like, young people dominate this industry of just technology and gaming. So when we go to, what can we expect, for someone that's going to HeroCon and Keisha, they may meet with you. What could or should they expect when it comes down to learning how to become entrepreneurs or become business people in the gaming industry? Is this something that are they going to have to go back to school, take classes, seminars, workshops, or whatever that they can get involved in to learn this industry?
So basically, to learn this industry, you have to have self-discipline.
Mhm.
Education is, technically free. So you don't really have to go back to school if you have the means to self-invest, right? So like you go to a convention like this, and usually there's a game developers conference that's every year in San Francisco, which is why I'm so glad that HeroCon is going to be in Chicago for us, because people can come and they'll be able to meet somebody that works in the entertainment or gaming industry that's adjacent to what they want to do. And how cool is that, as a young person, or even as an individual that's ready to upskill or reskill, and you're hearing a lot about all the opportunities in gaming, and now you have the time and desire to get into that space. Now you're going to be in a place where there's people who are game enthusiasts, game, lawyers, game developers, game artists, so on and so forth. And there's nothing like meeting those people in person and asking them about their experience, contingent on the kind of games that you like. Because again, there's so many different ways. It's about discovering what it is
Mm.
that you want to do. And being in person at a place like this, it kind of, I feel, kind of connects the dots
Mhm.
a little bit better than if you're just online.
Ah,
And just so
wow.
you know, the more to go more in depth about the target audience for HeroCon, it would be the video game developers, the players, obviously, the fans, the creators, collectors are on the map. And you mentioned young people, Lorenzo, and I was surprised because the first thing that I think about are young people playing games. But these gamers are actually college age and
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
They are dominating it and killing it. It is a part of their lives. This is
Mhm.
what they do. And if you look at those tournaments that take place, those adults are almost, well, I'm going to say your age because I'm much, 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 much younger. But there's there are some people from all age groups that
Right.
are really dominating this whole gaming industry.
And I say that, you know what, and I say young people because not only just young people. When I think about gaming, I think about the ability to be able to work from home, work from your computer, doing the
Mhm.
thing that you do most of the time, at the computer. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the type of business where you can work from home, work from your computer, developing programs and ideas?
Absolutely. If you're technically inclined,
Mhm.
yes. But then there's the other side of that, right?
Mhm.
There's some people who like are just at the computer all day, all night. You still need to be in touch. Like you sometimes people who are just online at home all day, all year, they become out of touch, and you still got to know what
Mm,
people like, what's fun, because you're not just making a game for yourself, especially if you're going into the business. You're making a game to be profitable that everyone's going to enjoy and have
yes.
fun with. So you got to kind of be in the community of gamers and understanding the psychology of how they play.
Mhm.
Yeah. And if you want to get involved in, and I just want a few tips that I looked up because I'm not a gamer anymore. I was in
Come
Sims.
back.
I know Sims is so played out. They weren't even speaking, okay? They were just meow, 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 and I thought I was doing something. But the first thing you should do if you want to get into gaming, don't just say I want to develop games. You have to identify a niche. Decide what you want to focus on when it comes to game development, streaming, esports, gaming related services like marketing. That's my thing. And content creation. Develop skills. Those programming skills are needed, yes, but there are some games that can be developed with using AI where you can integrate the AI into the development of it and still develop your game. Create a business plan, people. I can't say that enough. I mean, anytime you get started with any business, it's okay to do a business plan. A lot of times we want to start off doing our business and we don't have a business plan. We plan to do business. That's not the same thing. You want to have a business plan, build a portfolio. You want to network at events like HeroCon.com. And you want to launch, you want to set your launch date so that you stay accountable. So I hope that was helpful information. I want to thank our guests for coming on the Wake Up Show Chicago. So thank you, Keisha Howard, Kareme Young, Quincy Young.
Yes.
We will see you next Friday. Of course, we'll see you next Friday and Saturday at HeroCon. And that's
Yes.
going to be amazing. And I want to thank Lorenzo T. Hughes.
All the time.
All right. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, y'all. Those numbers should be going up. Somebody's being lazy. So if you're thanking us for putting you on the show, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Okay. I'm LaDonna Raeh, and we will see you next Saturday on the Wake Up Show Chicago. Bye-bye for now.